Hey guys, welcome back to Big City Faith, and today let's talk about why you should move to a big city, especially if you are a Christian. The reasons I share will get deeper and deeper, so make sure you stay until the end. Let's get started. The first and most common reason why you should move to the big city is for career growth. And that is also why I came here in the first place. Picture this, you are an executive at a successful tech company. Or maybe you are a chef with a popular restaurant. Or maybe you are a musician who gets to play at all these great venues inside a big city. There are more opportunities in a city to grow your career and accomplish things. And also the level of competition is usually higher in the city. I know that is not true for every profession. For example, if you're in software engineering like me, the best talent for software engineering may not live in a big city. But I think that by and large, if you really want to get good at what you do, you should move to a city. And the second reason why you should move to a big city is because of diversity. Take Toronto for example. According to a study, more than half of the people living here out of the 3 million people were actually born outside of Canada. This is truly a city for the immigrants. When you live in a big city in your 20s and 30s, you meet a group of very diverse people who are usually quite open-minded. And because of that, it will challenge your thinking and force you to reflect on your values and your beliefs. For example, I remember the first time when I met a group of young people from India who were positive about arranged marriage. I mean, that just blew my mind. Because when I was growing up, whether it was in Taiwan or it was in Canada, arranged marriage was simply not a thing, and in fact, it was often frowned upon. So it was really a surprise when I see young people see it as a positive to the society. I mean, we all have our biases while growing up, right? Like, we are all told that a certain group of people are bad or they're intolerant because of their religion, because of their politics, because of their ethnicity, or just because of how much money they have in general. But in a big city, when you see these people in person and you live and work side by side with them, these bubbles just burst very quickly. But one more thing, do you know what is the single best thing about diversity? It's the food, of course. Hands down, it's the food. In a city like Toronto, you can easily find authentic food from many different cultures. And these are authentic food, not whitewashed ones. As a Chinese person, let me tell you a secret. If a Chinese restaurant features sweet and sour chicken as one of their most popular dish, then you should be careful because that might not be authentic. But you know what? I don't care! I don't care! I've been living in Canada for 17 years now and I like my sweet and sour chicken. In recent years, when Eva and I travel to Europe and Asia in particular, we are really shocked at how good the food scene is in Toronto. I mean, it is not as good as the real Italian food or the real Japanese food, but it's pretty close, like it's 80% there. Here's the thing, if you are a young person contemplating about moving to a big city, you probably know those two reasons already. But let me tell you the truth. If you come to a city because of career growth or because of the diversity, you will probably move out by the time that you're ready to settle down and start a family. But if you're a Christian like me, then I believe that God has a plan for the cities. And as Christians, we have a mandate to move into the city and not just move there for a phase, but rather stay long term. So for the next two reasons, I want to share with you why living in a big city should not just be a phase for you, you should be here long term. And even though I'm talking about this from a Christian perspective, I believe that even if you are non-religious, you can resonate with a lot of the values that I'm going to mention. So don't leave just yet, stay until the end of the video, and also comment down below to let me know what you think. The third reason why you should move to a big city is for its opportunity to serve those people who are in need. Now I should clarify, there are people who need help everywhere, and as Christians, we should go everywhere. However, in the past several decades, people across the world have been moving into the cities at an increasing rate. This means the majority of the poor and the oppressed are living in big urban areas. The low-income families, the drug addicted, the homeless people, the racial minorities who are disproportionately poor are all living in the big city. If Jesus stands with the poor and the oppressed, then as Christians who follow Jesus, we need to move into the city to serve them. So if you want to follow Jesus, then when you are choosing where you want to live, my advice is don't just think about moving into the best neighborhood that you can afford. Don't just consider how nice the house or the condo is. Right? Don't just think about whether the school in your neighborhood is good. Don't just think about how easy it is to commute to work. But rather, think about where you can serve those who are less fortunate than you are. And then move into that neighborhood, link arms with your neighbor to make that community a better place. The university students in my church have recently been talking about this, and I am just so encouraged by some of them who have the desires to use their talents and their future material wealth to help those who are in need. If you want to hear more about this topic, hit that like button for the YouTube algorithms and also comment down below to let me know. The fourth reason why you should move to the big city is because it drives the culture for the entire country. Big cities are usually the political centers, the economic center, the cultural center, you name it, right, of the entire country. And where the city goes, the society also goes. So I think if you want to be part of a movement that is bigger than yourself, if you want to shape where the country is going, then you need to move to a big city. As Christians, we have a mandate to shape the culture based on the gospel. Right? The gospel, for those of you who don't know, is the idea that our worth does not come from what we own or what we do, but it only comes from the love and mercy of God. And we know that this is a message that will bring blessing and healing to our community. So Christians need to go into academia. We need to go into politics, go into arts and music, go into the big techs and the big banks. We need to go into all these institutions to be a testimony of someone being changed by the gospel from the inside out. And as these institutions goes, I believe the culture, the society, and the entire country will follow them. So there you have it, my 4 reasons of why you should move to a big cities. Did any of them surprise you? Do you have any thoughts on any of them? If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing to our channel so you don't miss the latest discussion on big city faith. Next week, I will go into the challenges of living in a big city. Because it's not all sing and dance, there are real sacrifices. You do have to make trade-offs. And if you want to be part of that discussion, subscribe and then come back next week. I will see you in the next video.